Previously on Nostalgia Mall Christmas.
Go to race menu, go to garage, and buy a car.
Nothing like cruising fancy-free through the streets, parks, and paved.
Putting a Voodoo 3 in this computer is starting to sound quite appealing. Huh? What? Please, no, please! Hello, this is Billy Core from the Nostalgia Mall, and it seems that the Carolina Flyer is kind of becoming the star of Nostalgia Mall Christmas this year. As you recall in the previous video where I did a gameplay overview on this computer, we encountered about 3 games, I believe, that had issues. And I'm fairly certain that the issues were related to the video card or video card drivers. And after talking to some people, I've come to the conclusion that the NVIDIA GeForce 4 MX is just a little bit too new for this kind of computer. So in place of the NVIDIA card, we're going to be putting in this 3DFX Voodoo 3 video card. I've had this for a while. Hasn't been in a computer in about a little over a year, so it's about time we put this back in. This is going to be a little bit of a downgrade, but it's going to be more compatible for this kind of system. Plus, we'll get the really nice glide compatibility that this video card is famous for. So let's go ahead and open it up and swap out the card. Okay, there's our video card right there. We'll go ahead and take it out. I believe this video card, I originally found it in a Dell Dimension 4600 a little over a year ago. So let's go ahead and take it out if we can. Is there a latch? No, there isn't. And they're pretty tight. Well, I'm just pathetic, aren't I? It seems like it's caught down in here. This tab. Don't want to break the AGP slot. Okay, it's out of the slot mostly, but it's like it's caught on something back here. This is one of those things where recording it on camera kind of makes it a bit more difficult for me, but for the sake of you guys, I'll muddle through. And just poke at it with this flat head. Nope. What are you caught on? I just do not want to break anything, because that would be really, really bad. Especially if it's the motherboard that gets broken. I paid like $80-some for this motherboard last year. And I want to get my money's worth out of it without destroying it by being stupid. So I'm going to take this top blank out. And I don't think that did much good. Okay, I think I might see the problem. The front metal plate on this NVIDIA card is bowed out a little bit. So, sorry if my arm's blocking anything. Okay, just as I thought, as soon as I turned the camera off, it came right out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this other blank back in. Probably didn't need to take it out to begin with, but Anyway. Okay, we can go ahead and put the Voodoo card in. Hopefully I didn't damage the AGP slot taking that other card out. There we go. It's pretty tight. Go ahead and screw it in. Putting that in was easier than taking the other one out, I can tell you that. Okay. That's pretty secure, I believe. And that's how it looks from back here. So I'll go ahead and put the side panel back on, hook the computer back up in its home, and we'll get to setting it up software-wise. I could not for the life of me find the CD that had the drivers for this video card. You know, this is the problem when you're a very unorganized person like I am. When you're looking for something in particular, you can find everything in the world except the one thing you're looking for, and that's how it is for me this evening. But thankfully I was able to find what I believe is the right driver from Phil's Computer Labs website, so hopefully that should get us up and running just as well. So let's go ahead and power the computer on. Okay, getting a signal. There's the Voodoo 3000 BIOS. You know, I believe that could possibly be considered abstract art right there, the way the colors are. But that's just because we do not have the right drivers installed yet. So we'll log on to my domain where the files are. And it's going to try to install the driver, but all it's going to do is just put the standard VGA driver in. But that's okay, because we got the real thing. I'm surprised that Creative Splash Screen even came up with these mere 16 colors. So let's try to get to the to my server. That was the software for the KVM switch loading, if you were wondering what that was. Okay. Voodoo 3 drivers. So here we are, 3DFX tools. Hopefully it'll be kind enough to load up for us. I feel like it should have done something by now. Let's see if this one does anything. There we go. That did the trick. I totally read that. I remember when I was first given this video card almost 2 years ago by a very loyal viewer of mine. He sent me 2 versions of the 3DFX drivers on that CD I was talking about earlier. One was the original driver from like 1998, I want to say, and the other was the most recent driver from 2000, which I believe this is. And I believe I did a video about this when I tried it, but when I first tried the original 1998 era driver, I couldn't get any game to work. It would freeze up and crash. But the current driver, newer driver that is, was a lot more dependable. So if you have a Voodoo 3000 for your very own, I highly recommend using the latest and greatest video card driver that Phil's Computer Lab has on his website. Okay, this looks a lot more normal, color-wise at least. I'm not sure if this is the right resolution or not. I'm leaning towards no. Looks a little cramped. This is a 1280 by 1024 resolution monitor. So I don't see why this computer can't handle that. Or this video card, I mean. Yeah, Windows 9X and its monitor drivers. It loves to play with those. That never gets old. So yeah, let's see if we can raise the resolution up a little bit once everything loads up. I got a lot of stuff that starts up with Windows on this computer. Some things that might be able to be rid of, but I'll look at that at a later date. We got our 3D effects icon on the taskbar there now. Very good sign. Go to properties, settings. There we go. Let's raise the color depth a little bit. There we go. Looks like it's going to need to be restarted though, because there's shades of yellow on every thing. Well, not everything, but on some things, and that's enough to irritate me. Okay, I restarted and adjusted the refresh rate as well. So now what I want to do is I want to try the exact same games we tried in the previous video, the games which gave us issues, and see if the issues have been resolved now. And we'll start off with Test Drive 6, because I remember that gave us a specific error involving the NVIDIA card. Can't remember if this requires a CD or not. I know we tried the CD the other night, but I just want to see if we can, we gotta have the CD. Hold on. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. Also hooked up my game controller. So we're pretty much set up just like we were in the previous video. Only difference being the video card we're using. Game should have come up. I guess I have to open up back up again. Yeah, this game gave us an illegal operation error involving some kind of NVIDIA DLL, I think it was. I think it was a DLL file. And then we had another crash, and that pretty much brought the entire system down with it. So let's see here. See if we can get everything set up properly. I guess everything looks good there. Let's skip through all that. Does anyone really watch intro videos that often? Okay, there's the player profile that we attempted to create the other night. It looks like it's still there. Race menu. Let's buy us a car. Okay, this is where it crashed last time, so we've already gotten further than before. Let's see, what do we want to buy? And none of these are really my style, but we'll go with the 1990 Mustang. It looks pretty cool. Paint shop. We'll make it burgundy like my cord. Okay, single race. Let's select track. We'll go with okay, looks like we can only choose between Rome or London. Sometimes, I guess in practice mode, it will let you drive through Cape Hatteras here in North Carolina, which is really cool.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, it doesn't like my gamepad apparently. Okay, I got the controller set up. At least I think I do.
3, 2, 1, go!
I guess I don't. Well, I guess we're using the keyboard. Begrudgingly. Apparently this game doesn't like my Logitech. Also had to mute the music in this video just because of copyright. And I gotta say one thing about the music in this game. Why? I guess it was just... Okay, apparently the cops got me. I guess it was just the style at the time, but it seems like racing games from the late 90s, early 2000s, the soundtrack was always skateboard-style punk music. Just an observation, not a criticism. And I'm in last place, doing terribly. And I am the cop's worst enemy today. To be perfectly honest, I've never really played this game that much. But you know what, that's good enough for me. Okay, so Test Drive 6 now works just fine. So now we're going to give Midtown Madness 2 a try. Now this game on the last video, it started just fine, but when we get into the gameplay, the graphics were completely glitched out. So hopefully everything will look normal. And I have played this game with this card before, so it should work. If it doesn't, then there's probably an issue somewhere else with this computer. Hopefully not, because it would be kind of annoying. I love quick and simple fixes, as I'm sure the rest of you do. But for the sake of entertainment, a lot of you probably want to see me pull my hair out some more, trying to figure out what the problem is, but I would rather not. Okay, we all know the drill here. Okay, profile's still there from the other night. Let's do a cruise through London. Just like the other night, we're going to try to drive through London in a big old American Ford F-350 pickup truck. So let's see if we've got good, proper looking graphics now. I'm nervous. Quit teasing me.
In this city, they bet on everything, and my money might go on that tough Ford truck, an urban racing beast, if ever there was one.
And it looks perfect. Yes. Yes. This is exactly what I want to see. This is what we should have been seeing in the last video on this computer. be perfectly honest with you, in this game, I've rarely ever driven through London. I've always stuck with San Francisco. So I'm not too familiar with this map. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I remember the big modding scene that this game used to have back in the early 2000s. You could download custom cars. I remember downloading Hondas and the DeLorean time machine from Back to the Future. And I remember there was even custom maps you could download as well, but those weren't all that common, and if I recall, weren't very reliable either. But that was an interesting time back then. In fact, I remember playing this on my, I think I mentioned this in the last video, the never obsolete E machine that I had back then. It ran like garbage, but it played well enough for me, and I was happy. Maybe I just had more patience back then. Now this next one, Need for Speed 3, may or may not work. I don't have as much confidence in this one because it crashed as soon as I opened it before it loaded anything really graphical intensive. So if there's a problem with it, it might actually be with something else, but we'll give it a try anyway. If it doesn't work, no big deal. 2 out of 3 isn't bad. And I need to have the CD-ROM, which I have on a ISO. We'll load up Damien Tools and go to the files partition on this computer. Go to ISOs, NFS3. There we go. And I guess we have to load it up manually. Fingers crossed. Did we get this far last time? Probably. Did we get this far last time as well? There we go! 3 out of 3. That makes me happy. We don't have to further troubleshoot. So, yeah, if you're having problems like I was in the last video on a Windows 98 system like this, just change out your video card. And we'll top it off as far as it'll go. It's a crazy resolution, but maybe it'll work. And we'll crank it up as high as it can go on everything. I guess that'll work. Okay, it's already set up with the gamepad. And Corvette, that's what I usually go with in this game. Ooh, that's pretty. Wait, what's this? Download a car. Or download car, I should say. Isn't that what the old anti-piracy ads used to warn us about? Would you download a car? Well, apparently you can in this game. Okay. And yes, I know that's not what it means. I'm not stupid. And we'll just turn the opponent car off just to make this particular video a little bit easier to get through. Three, two, one, go! Can we figure out the controls first? There we go, just a push up on the gamepad. The analog stick, I should say. Now the only drawback to this particular video card going down to it is some of the performance might not be as good as the previous video card we had in here. But keep in mind though that the previous video card prevented us from playing a lot of stuff to begin with, so being able to play it at all is still an upgrade from the last one. Of course, I'm not helping matters by cranking the graphics quality all the way up in this game. But seems to be working well enough for me. And no, I do not drive like this in real life. That would be stupid. Although, to be fair, I have seen other people drive like this in real life. You know, this is the only game so far we've played in this video that hasn't taken place in London. So, yeah, when I was doing all these upgrades to this computer last Christmas, I probably should have just kept using this video card. Would have made life a bit easier for me. That's a weird horn.
Final lap.
Alright, so simply swapping out the video card for something a little bit more era appropriate seems to have fixed our problem from the other day. I am very, very happy about that. I'm glad we don't have to do any more troubleshooting than that. It's always a good feeling not only getting something fixed, but getting it fixed on the first try. So, that'll just about conclude this video. We'll see you for tomorrow's Nostalgia Mall video right here. Until then, this is Billy Core, signing off.
Thank you for visiting the Nostalgia Mall. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You may also support me on Patreon if you would like. The links to these are in the description below. Until next time, this is Billy Core wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.